Hi class, so this will be our second just-in-time remediation. In the first essay we worked on comma splices and run-ons, and for this essay we're going to work on sentence fragments. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to read through. I told you to read through page 6. Just gives you a little bit of background, but I think this time we'll go ahead and work on a few of the sentence combining, right? Let's do number 2. And you don't have to do these, by the way. All right, so how this works with the comma splices, run-ons, and fragments, there's a problem. So let's read it. Although Laura is very quiet and unassuming, period, she pulled an outrageous practical joke. All right, the problem is that can't be a period. Why? Because this is not a complete sentence. And there's a test you can do. You can, to check and see if something is a fragment or a complete sentence, you can say, I believe that, right in front of the sentence. And if it sounds right, it's probably a complete sentence. If it doesn't, it's probably a fragment. So let's try it. I believe that although Laura is very quiet and unassuming, see how it just stops there? And the reason why is because this is a subordinating conjunction. When you put one of those words in front of a sentence, it makes it subordinate. That means that it has to be attached to a complete sentence. So how do we do that? We change that to a comma, and you're fine, right? Okay? If all of a sudden we took that away, now there's nothing wrong with that, right? Laura is very quiet and unassuming. Although Laura is very quiet and unassuming, so hopefully you can see the difference. So that was an easy fix. All right, so the idea is we would have to fix it here. Okay, let's see, let's do one more. One that's harder down. Let's see. This is number 6. What's the problem? It was a festive Thanksgiving, okay? A meal that brought loved ones together, including the ones who didn't deserve love. I see 2 problems here. This one is fine, right? I believe that it was a festive Thanksgiving. What about this one? I believe that a meal that brought loved ones together. No. I believe that including the ones who didn't deserve love. No. We have 2 phrases here. This, does anyone remember what that is? It's the first thing we covered. That's an appositive phrase, right? So we know we attach an appositive phrase with a comma. Make that a lowercase a. And this is a participle phrase. We just covered those last week, and like that. Now you're good. All right. But the main thing is, right, and the studies show it, I could have given you a grammar worksheet and a grammar quiz, and you probably would have been able to read all the sentences and find the ones that had fragments. Right? That doesn't work. Why? Because it doesn't translate into your own writing. Learning how to edit, self-edit does. And like I said before, you got to read it aloud. So we're going to do it. And this is what you're going to do for your assignment when you submit the paragraph. All right. So you're going to find one of your paragraphs. And step 2, right, after you choose one, step 2, you're going to edit. One way to proofread a paper for fragment is to read it aloud. Read backwards from the last sentence to the first. So this is a little bit different than the run-ons and the comma splices. Watch for groups of words that don't seem to contain a complete thought. Be alert to common fragments discussed in this lesson. Let's practice editing with this sample paragraph. Read the following paragraph backwards. So we're going to start with the last sentence. And this really helps, right? Because if you do that, you're only focusing on this sentence. Showing that hard work and determination can pay off. Okay, that doesn't make sense, right? It's a fragment. Let's read here. She overcame adversity, showing that hard work. Okay, so we can see that these 2 sentences are linked together. Again, this is a participle phrase. We just learned about those, so we're going to put a comma there. And let's keep reading. She was able to help the team win. That's a complete sentence, so far so good. What about here? Although Stephanie injured her ankle during the championship game. Oh, there's one of those although words. So we need to ask ourselves, does it belong here, or does it belong here with that sentence? Well, let's see. Well, the fact is that she was still able, right, even though she injured her ankle, leads me to believe that it's going to go there. Right? And again, you'll notice this when you read it aloud. When you read your paper aloud, you'll find all kinds of stuff. Right? If something is wrong. Okay, she was a team player who always looked out for her teammates. That seems to be fine. Stephanie was around 6 feet tall and she could jump at least 4 feet in the air. That one seems fine. Because she was able to spike the ball consistently over the net. Oh, right, there's one of those. It's like the word although, the supporting conjunction. So now this is tricky. Does this clause here, does it go with this one? Because she was able to spike the ball consistently over the net. She was around 6 feet tall. Well, that doesn't make sense. Because, right, let's take a look at this one. Stephanie was one of the best volleyball players on the team because she was able to. Yeah, right? So this sentence, that because goes with the first sentence. Oh, and the rule is, pay attention, see how although begins the sentence? If it begins the sentence, you put a comma right after the clause. If it comes at the end of the sentence, like here, no comma. You don't want to put a comma after team. Stephanie was one of the best volleyball players in the team because she was able to spike the ball consistently over the net. So there you go. We are all correct. So again, you got to read it aloud. That's going to be your best chance to catch anything. Thanks.